On the evening of January 23, 2007, Heather was leaving her job at the Colorado State Employees Credit Union, where she worked as a supervisor. She was in the parking lot talking to some friends of hers and co-workers when a figure in a Grim Reaper mask and a black robe emerged from the darkness with a gun. The gun person told Heather to get on her knees. Then the gunman said, "You've ruined my life," and shot Heather twice in the head. Now, what a horrifying story. Unfortunately, it's true. I want to come back to the story, but first, I want you to listen to James's words. "You adulterers, don't you realize that friendship with the world makes you an enemy of God? I say it again, if you want to be a friend of the world, you make yourself an enemy of God. Do you think the scriptures have no meaning? They say that God is passionate, that the Spirit He has placed within us should be faithful to Him. He gives grace generously. As the scriptures say, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble." James says some pretty strong words here. He calls Christians adulterers. I mean, that's strong. What's an adulterer? Well, someone who is breaking a marriage vows through sex. James uses strong language here to do more than just get the reader's attention. He wanted the readers to understand that when you turn your back on the one you are in a love relationship with, there are consequences. Is James accusing people of having a literal affair? Maybe. He certainly expands it when he says friendship with the world makes you an enemy with God. He uses friendship because the world can't love us. It can only give us things, and it's easy for us to love the things it gives, even to the point of walking away from the one who loves us. Now let's go back to the story. Now, Heather's husband was a police officer who began an affair with someone who worked where he did. During the affair, the other woman, Shauna, became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She wanted her lover to leave his wife for her. He refused. So Shauna decided that if she couldn't have him, no one could. So she put on the Grim Reaper mask and black robe and killed Heather execution style. The world we live in has powerful attractions. It offers things that promise to satisfy, but ultimately doesn't. Living an unsatisfied life is very frustrating. An unsatisfied person is miserable. No one wants to live this way, so people keep trying to find satisfaction. They try to get it through money, possessions, power, recognition. I mean, the list goes on. To live the nothing is impossible life, you have to understand that there's only one way to truly be satisfied. True satisfaction can only be found in the one who truly loves you. You don't get any better than the love of the Almighty God. When you live experiencing His love, you don't need the things of this world. When we admit to God that we only need Him, that positions us before God in a way that our needs will be met. He gives grace to the humble, James says. In other words, you put Him first in your life, and He will make sure you're satisfied by His grace. So let's calibrate this week by asking the Lord to reveal what areas of our life that we're trying to gain satisfaction from this world and not Him. Then ask for forgiveness and ask Him to help us to be satisfied. I mean, He loves answering those kinds of prayers. So until next week, remember, don't just take life as it comes, calibrate and shape it as you go. Thank you for following Calibrate. Share it with someone you know. Take a moment and review us and give us a good rating on iTunes, Google Play, Facebook, or YouTube.